What's up, and welcome back to the Irrelevant E Show. Today's going to be a reaction review of Tattle Tales by 6ix9ine.
Oh no. No.
I know it's been a week or two since the album release, but we're going to go through it today. I wanted to give it some time so the general public can form an opinion of it. I wanted to get some of the reaction of everybody else because, let's face it, 6ix9ine is a walking carnival show of a musician.
You're an animal! Yeah! I'm an animal! Yeah!
I don't have so much hate against him as many do, but, you know, he's known for his crazy antics, and that's what he is. So this is his sophomore release. He was locked up, and that was the biggest story in the music industry for a little bit, is because he committed a couple of hip-hop no-nos, per se, and he was a rat, and it's ironic because, you know, that's the name of the album. It's not ironic, it's intentional. Tattle Tales, and he's almost like bragging about the issue, and like I said, that's kind of his thing. He's a big troll. He's just a walking human meme for the music industry.
How dare you?
That's okay. Doesn't have any effect on me. I'm, like I said, never been a huge fan, never been an anti 6ix9ine guy. It just is what it is. So from the general public, it seems that 6ix9ine has taken a step back as far as popularity goes, and that his album sales are dropping. At least that's what I'm hearing. As of today, which is September 17th, he is sitting at number 3 on the top artists Billboard charts. So I don't actually think that's true. I think people want to believe that he's falling off the face of the earth, and, you know, not being number 1 is definitely something. So he may be taking a step back, but it's not like he's just absolutely falling off. And actually, here's a little clip of something that was posted today.
My album on there.
Look at this guy.
Yeah. Make sure you listen to it.
I will.
My upcoming album. For sure. Yeah. It's my album, Tattle Tales. Very good. Yeah.
I hear the bird.
I think it's crazy. Make sure you listen to the album. Album.
Yeah, I know.
Album.
So that clip is, it's him showing off some CDs that he's handing out himself, like as if to portray that he was some struggling artist having to peddle his own music, when clearly we know that's not the case. Because if you're on number 3 even, that's a pretty high accomplishment. I don't think he's doing the numbers he expected to do, but I certainly don't think that he's at the level of having to peddle his own music on the streets. It seems ridiculous, but these are the antics that he's known for. And we'll be taking a look at this album today, and we're going to be diving into each track. Listen to this album maybe here and there. So I've heard a couple of songs. I've already heard most of the singles. Kind of a formulated opinion on those, but we're going to dive into it track by track and kind of see what he's offering here, and if it's street peddling time, or if that's all just crazy antics. Like I said, I'm not ready to call the top on 6ix9ine himself, but I do think that maybe this could possibly be a wake-up call for him, saying, oh, we're not at number 1, we're not doing the numbers we need to. Maybe it's time to go into a different direction, or maybe he's going to up the ante and just continue trolling everybody like he does best.
And here we go.
This is track number 1, called Locked Up Part 2.
Backfighting with these demons, barely even eating, barely even sleeping. This shit got me tweaking, fighting with my lawyers for a better offer. Just wanna see my daughter, cause I'm locked up.
Okay, so instantly, interesting to hear. I just based off some of his other singles that have come out, I was expecting to hear something rather aggressive, I guess, and it almost seems kind of like a West Coast hip hop old school beat, which I think is kind of cool. And it's kind of nice to hear 6ix9ine talking about something other than what he normally talks about. You know, like I said, not to get too deep into it, but he's kind of a surface level guy. He's a troll, and I've never seen him, in my opinion, as a legitimate rapper.
Hey, that's fucked up.
I've never seen, he's not one of those guys I'm like, oh man, I can dive into these lyrics and you know, they're surface level. That's it. But I mean, these lyrics aren't that deep, and I'm only like one verse into it. As you can see, we've got Akon on the track, so that's kind of cool. Lots of auto tune on it. Production is not bad. Like I said, that old school hip hop beat's pretty cool. But continue on.
My niggas, they gon' say what they gon' say, nigga, yeah, I know. They can say what they want, they don't know, I know. Ain't nothing you can tell me about this life I chose. I was facing 47 lines. I'm locked up.
Yeah, so again, like I said, I honestly didn't expect this out of 6ix9ine. This is a little bit more in depth than what he normally does.
I am shocked and appalled.
He's actually talking about something, which I think is cool. So I'm not gonna go too harsh on the song here because it's something a little bit more in depth. It's something that has substance to it. It's not like the greatest. He's not the greatest lyricist of all time, but it's certainly not the worst thing I've ever heard, especially coming out of his mouth.
What's that supposed to mean, huh? What the fuck's that supposed to mean?
Like I said, not a masterpiece by a long shot, but definitely not bad. I'm pleasantly surprised by what I'm hearing at this time. Yeah, so towards the end of the song, it kind of lost me there. Mostly when Akon came on the verse because he's not a great lyricist either, and I almost feel like that verse wasn't actually necessary. It was pretty lyrically weak, and like towards the end of it, you know, especially Tekashi coming back into it, it didn't impress me. I think that song probably could have been a decent song had it been maybe a minute shorter.
I like it, but not a lot. I don't like it.
Like I said, production overall, not bad. It wasn't lyrically great, but it was definitely something different that Tekashi doesn't normally do. And like I said, pleasantly surprised. We're going to see how the rest of the album goes. I don't have much hopes, but it's giving me a glimmer if there's anything to say about that. So on to the next.
Get money when I want to, I get bitches when I want to. Tote this pistol when I want to. Money then stab hit the one two. Can't pop like this. Everybody want my swag. Everybody.
Okay, so I have to pause it because this has gone in the direction that I essentially thought it was going to, and it seems like we're back to talking about getting money and bitches and normal 6ix9ine shit.
He's at it again!
Cool, you know, it is what it is. Some people really like him for that. I gotta say though, within the first two tracks, the auto tune on this is pretty repulsive. It's almost like they didn't attempt to actually mix it very well, and they just decided, you know what, let's throw auto tune on it and put it all the way up to 100%. And like I said, it's not creative, it's not great, it's rather bad actually. So we're gonna continue on.
Everybody know I got bands on the way. Yes I made bands every day. Everybody been knew that I'm getting paid. That I'm getting paid. Cause you can't pop like this. Everybody want my swag. Everybody want my drip. Had to tell them back. Tell them get off my dick.
I mean, it's catchy. It's catchy. I can see people replaying this in their car. It's definitely got some replayability. The hook it's pretty fantastic, but the production overall, I'm not really impressed with. It seems as if the mix overall in this is kind of off balance. Heavy bass, like kind of, especially when they did the double over on the voice of the chorus, it seemed kind of shrill and almost like it didn't really mix. Like I said, there's nothing of substance on the song, and that's okay. Not everything has to have like a deep meaning to it. I mean, sometimes you just want to talk about bitches and getting stacks, and that's fine. Especially, I mean, that you should expect that from a 6ix9ine album. But like I said, it does have some playability to it, and that's really all there is there. And my beef with it right now is just the production.
When I was up, they wanna rock like this, they wanna talk like this, they wanna walk like this, they wanna look like this, they wanna be like this, they wanna bob like this, they wanna try like this, nigga suck my, you can't do this.
Oh, classic 6ix9ine. He's continued to troll on the entire track. You know, rappers want to talk like this, want to walk like this, you look like this. Do they? I mean, that's his game. Like that's him in a nutshell. He's a human troll, and he's trying to evoke, you know, certain emotions out of people.
You're right.
And that's fine. That's his thing. I don't know anybody that wants to look like him. Maybe they want to make the bank that he does, and that's fine. But it's classic Tekashi, man. It's classic Tekashi.
Don't talk to me, I talk to you. If this fuck me, then it's fuck you. Yeah, it's middle finger, fuck you.
Yeah, so I mean, if it's fuck me, then it's fuck you. Like, there's your verse. There's it's got a good hook. It's got a good beat. The production overall isn't just like it's not compelling. It is one of those songs that you just throw on with your homies while you drive around, and you just want to put on some bullshit, and that's good. That's fine. But that's pretty much all that track is, and it's bullshit, but it's good bullshit.
God damn, Jimmy. This some serious gourmet shit.
Maybe it's not good bullshit. It's something you can listen to. And if you're into that, great. If you're not, that's fine. But like I said, nothing like crazy special about it. He's trolling his crazy antics, and it is Tekashi 6ix9ine. It's exactly what I expect from this album. All right, so this next song is called Gooba. I feel like I already hate this song from its extended use on TikTok. It was like a huge on TikTok for a while, so I've heard it before. I have not actually heard the full song. I've just heard like whatever TikTok's limited. It's usually like 10, 15, 20, 30 seconds, something like that. But yeah, like I said, overextended on TikTok. I'm going to give it a chance.
I tell a nigga don't dick ride, don't blick ride, leave it to the double thick thighs, twin sisters. Drop it down and wobble, wobble up, mommy boot it up, she get down and gobble, gobble up, cause my money up. Slide, slide in the belly trucker, the rave trucker, your bestie is a dick sucker, a big double, assalamu alaikum, you big hater, you nothing but a hater, cloud chaser, now we catch him at the chicken.
This song is rather aggressive from the get-go, like right out of the gate. It's super high energy. It's aggressive. One thing I can say about 6ix9ine is through listening to some of his songs, it's like his lyrics are rather repulsive and offensive. And I mean, I've listened to my fair share of rap music, but there's something about the way he phrases things that I'm just like, oh God, like, did you have to say it like that? Did you have to go there?
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
And I don't know what it is, but he has a way with just making you feel uncomfortable listening. But that's one of those where I'm like, oh God, some of the things that he's saying it's utterly repulsive.
Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh? Play me like a dummy, like bitch. Are you dumb? Are you dumb, stupid, or dumb? Huh? Yeah, you got some money, but you still fucking ugly. Stupid. Listen, when I talk, you better listen. We can make them dance, bachata, slide over, do the cha-cha. Papa, make nigga go adios. Dímelo, mami, freca, you nasty, flame up. Like.
Okay, I don't hate that. Like I said, it's standard trap Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like it has its own feel. It's super high energy. It's super aggressive. It's in your face. Yes, some of the lyrics are pretty repulsive, like I said.
But it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
Gets the people going.
It's disgusting.
But when you're a carnival show of a musician, like you're gonna need lyrics to match that, I guess. And so I'm here for it.
They see me and get excited. Two-step, spin around, so fly. You're mad, I'm back. Big mad, he's mad, she's mad. Big sad, ha ha. Don't care, stay mad. Ha ha. Bitch, I'm laughing cause you big mess.
I kind of get lost in that. I mean, God damn, he's just a fucking troll. And like that it's so evident on his music. Like, I just don't think that you be a troll. I get it. You're a troll. That's what you do. That's how you got there. Do the things that work for you. But like in a good song, in probably one of the better songs on the album, I'm going to predict at this time. Is there a need for that? Like I'm rich, you're mad. Like we know you say it once. But a whole like almost verse full of that shit it's kind of annoying. Not because like I'm pissed at him for like he's rich, you're mad, whatever. That's not the part that bothers me. The part that it was like a good song and then we got this weird like aha sound effects and just like it kind of ruined it for me. Like I was feeling it up until that point. Lyrically, there's not a whole lot going on there, but it definitely stands out as a track for me. It's rather aggressive. It's very high energy. It's definitely something to pump you up. I could go to the gym and throw that one on and feel okay about it. like I said, I'm not there to dissect it for a deeper meaning. But it's high energy, and I do like it. I had a minor gripe about the verse. That's not like a huge thing, but it's a little bit annoying.
Wait, I got them jealous again, then they feelings again. Wait, cry baby, they crying again, cause they candy. I'm in the stars again, wait.
Just kind of first glance at the song. I mean, it's more 6ix9ine antics. I got to say, this album is chock full of bullshit and autotune, so that's where I'm at with that. Like, you know, expect it from this kind of music, but I think it's the poor production on the autotune that's really bugging me at this point.
I got a dental, red ball, beat on my chest like King Kong. She licky, oh. Wait.
A good thing and a bad thing is the phrasing on the song is actually pretty decent. He's got a couple of standout moments in this album where his phrasing on the verses are very they're decent, but the mix on this song is very shrill, especially when added autotune. There's something happening in the mix that it makes it, I don't want to say unlistenable, but it's close. But yeah, it's kind of bugging me. It's very shrill, and it's not something you should see on a commercial sophomore album at this point.
I just did it again, watch me hit my dance, ay. I just got in that Benz, ran up a couple of M's, ay. I'm popping some bands, watch me hit my dance, ay. I'ma still pop my shit, got a few likes on the gram, ay.
Yeah, so it's a pretty generic song. That string intro kind of had me fooled that there might actually be something worth listening to here. Like I said, I would err on the side that it's not necessarily a bad song. It's just not something I'm going to revisit. It's not worth the listen in the first place, and it's not worth coming back to. Nothing special about it. There's not really a whole lot bad about it. It's just not good, you know? And that's okay. It's one song out of the whole. Well, I mean, we'll see. Let's see where this goes.
Ray Charles, I ain't never seen a bitch I need. Fuck that, I don't need no skis.
Okay, well, there's your notable line there. Ray Charles, ain't never seen a bitch I need. Okay.
So many rich niggas fucking bitches for free. If a nigga want pussy, make him pay that fee. I don't want no pussy, bitch, give me some money. I don't need no loving.
God, he's so fucking repulsive at times. Like, it's so hard to listen to.
I find it offensive.
It really is. It's terrible. Some of the things he says is just fucking utterly repulsive.
When she asked for the bread, go and go. Only fuck a bitch if a mask on. Ray Charles, I ain't never seen a bitch I need.
So I mean, I guess that was the Smiles feature, and he's not anything special. I think he probably could have left him out of the song. I think he probably could have let the whole song out. But it's like I said, nothing special. I feel like I was just subjected to that for no reason, and I mean, you kind of had the one-liner in there. That was like the only creative thing about all of this. The whole Ray Charles thing was like the only one clever line on the song. Otherwise, I mean, it was clever, but it was done on an otherwise lackluster song. There's nothing going on with that track. It's pretty hot garbage, honestly. So, that's it.
That shit is fucking trash, dog. Get the fuck off the airwaves.
Oh, come on.
Okay, so I've heard this one. Trollz was one of the singles that was released. I mean, we're going to go through it because it's not bad. I've heard this one before when he released it prior to releasing the full-length album. Its production value is really great. So it's more 6ix9ine antics. Very aggressive on the track. It's different because this whole track has some really smooth production going on with it. But like I said, he comes in with that really aggressive verse, and it's just so different from what you expect on this whole track. And that's cool. I dig it. Like I said, I assume that this is going to be one of the better tracks on the whole album because it is one of the singles that released prior to it.
Yeah, eat it, Cookie Monster. He a slave to this pussy, call me monster. Real wet, I said slurp it like it's pasta. They get nervous when it's Nicki on the roster. Somebody usher this nigga into a clinic. My flow still sick, I ain't talking the pen.
Look, so I'm just like not a huge Nicki Minaj fan. She plays a really big role in this song too, because you know she kind of carries the song after his verse, or after 6ix9ine's verse. And honestly, to me, Nicki Minaj has just never been like an incredibly talented lyricist. In fact, I think most of her verses are quite weak and pretty corny, to say the least.
Oh, no, he didn't.
And I mean, that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't, I mean, but this is like her major role on this album, and it's in one of the better songs. So to me, that's kind of an unfortunate series of events, but that's okay.
Fast, 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 singing my old song. Yelling ass. They be speeding, trying to beat me. Then they crash. Kill 100 like the number on my dash. That real ass ain't keep your nigga home.
Yeah, so I mean, really smooth production. Like the production quality on that was like levels ahead of what we've seen on this entire album as a whole. And is there anything of substance here? No, absolutely not. That's okay. Doesn't have to. This is just one of those songs it's just gonna throw in, and it's cool to listen to, and that's about it. So.
Left side again. Limitless, yes. It's keep up. Girl, them come again. Yeah. Take your time now. Girl, the one who will make your body wine, so looking like.
All right, so off the bat, it's like I'm a big fan of Latin trap music, but this is a really generic beat, and the quality on the production quality is just really poor. I don't know who mixed this, or like the majority of this album, but it was done very poorly. It was probably rushed. It's not good.
You know something? You suck.
Like a drum rock, bum. Do it with no hand, no touch the tongue. Hit it raw, dog, no condom, dumb. Make a pop a plan B, I ain't done the dumb. Rock it.
Fuck, this dude is like so offensive. Yeah, like hard to listen to.
Shout out to my amigo de the club with a kilos. Now my diamond dripping like that water Aquafino. I like her body.
That's like the second or third reference to Aquafina. Is he like endorsed by them, or is he just like a big fan? Like, what's up with it?
Like the way she move. She know my body like the way I move.
Nah, it's a no for me. It's not good. Like, poor quality, verses suck. Repetition is all that is. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a hard no.
Nasty.
I hate it already.
Shake it fat, punani nani, fat punani nani, that tsunami nami, that tsunami nami, fat punani nani, fat punani nani, that tsunami nami, that tsunami nami.
Fat punani nani, that tsunami. Okay.
Punani nani, fat puni, big spindle, big tipple, big trickle, big pockets, I'm a big dick off. Fat punani nani, fat punani.
So it's just a aggressively versed song over like a really generic trap beat. It's not anything special. It's not great. It's not the worst song on the album. It's definitely not the best. It's just it's an odd mix, honestly.
Ransom got that sauce
Se empita los labios, hoy no tiene horario, quiere que la busque la Lambo. Esta somos. Baila morena.
I'm kind of digging it.
Una nena sí me hacía falta, que metiera mi mano por su falda.
This is a much better attempt at the Latin trap thing. I'm here for it, honestly. It's odd because I guess we're doing this one 100% in Spanish, so let's see where it goes.
Tan chulita como Anita. Está dura, manina, ni, YaYa, ni.
All right. I mean, I'm way more impressed by this song than especially that previous Latin trap song.
Wow.
Way more impressed by the energy, the arrangement, and the fact that it's like 100% in Spanish, which is probably why he had to be a little bit more creative. I'm sure he's like native tongue, but it's, you know, I guess if you're writing a song in another language and you have to be a little bit more creative and come up with, you know, I'm mad, you're mad, dumb, mad, whatever. Something other than classic Tekashi 6ix9ine. But yeah, I honestly think it's probably a high point for this album. For me, personally, it is. Oh God, another Akon song. This guy's not my favorite. If you haven't tell. I can tell you this is not something I'm going to get into already. Like I said, I'm not a huge Akon fan, and this is just it already. Like the mix is off, and I don't like it. The auto-tune is again rather offensive and overused, overproduced, and I get that a lot of times that's what artists are going for. But in this sense, it doesn't feel natural. It doesn't even fit what you think auto-tune should probably sound like on this album. And that's where my big hang up is. Again, I'm just no here, but I mean, we'll power through. I got a question, like, why Akon again? Were they just like hanging out all week? Are they good buddies? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I didn't even want him on one. Thank God. I was honestly waiting for that song to be over. It's fucking terrible. Like the arrangement is whack. The lyrics are whack. The production is whack. It's horrible. I'd say that's probably the low point of the album. It's honestly, yeah.
Bro, I'm straight up not having a good time.
It's bad. It's just really bad. It's unlistenable.
Charles John Cena shit. I can see the bitch. Shorty said she ain't hungry, but she always eating shit. I be cool.
So, I mean, he's recycling some of the old shit that he was saying earlier in this album. And I know a lot of rappers do that, but this is like most of the time they do that, it's clever. And like his lyrics are just really lackluster, lacking any substance, and just widely gross to listen to. So, I mean, just more lackluster bullshit. He's recycling some of the old lyrics used, and for no good reason. They're not clever. They're not good. Just, you know, it seems like a cheap party trick, and it's overused, which is, it's fine if you have good lyrics to recycle. One of the artists that does that I really enjoy listening to is Logic. Like, he does recycle some of his old verses, and he does it quite well. This sucks, honestly. This track is a skip, and it should have never made it to the album. So based off the last couple of tracks, I'm not real like optimistic on the rest of it. Thank God that we're almost at the end.
Hello, this is a prepaid debit call from To accept this call, press 0.
I've been dreaming of my bed on fire. I've been, little baby girl, please don't cry, no. Please don't, no. Mama said on my head, don't cry.
Okay, so this is the infamous From Jail track. And I do the quotations because I don't actually know if he recorded this from like the phone of a jail. And it's possible. This guitar riff is fucking terrible. The mix immediately, like in these headphones, were just, there's something ringing. It's god awful. It's really terrible. And honestly, I don't know if this was recorded from jail, because I don't know whether to trust this dude or not. I wouldn't. The name of his fucking album is Tattle Tales. So I wouldn't trust or believe anything that this dude says. However, I hope that it was recorded from jail. That way you could, you know, remain with some plausible deniability that that's why this track sucks. So here we'll see what the rest has in store for us.
Thank you for using GTL.
So, I mean, this album is, it's kind of refreshing to hear him talk about anything other than what he's been talking about on the album, because you get a little bit of substance at least. However, it's unfortunate that it has to be done on this track because it's really unlistenable. There's clipping, there's like weird sounds coming from it, and I assume it's probably from the shitty audio quality of the things that are being placed into production. And if that's the case, okay, if it holds sentimental value for him for this song to be on the album, great. If it doesn't need to be on the album, then it is what it is. Leave it at that. Oh shit, this is the last song. Thank God we made it to the ending.
Oh my God, Ronnie.
Niggas want my life, I can't go. No, I gotta stay with a black topo. Wrist on bliss and my neck on froze. Niggas wanna get that, no. That shit clack, it's gon' blow. Cadillac BP, moving like a VP. I ain't in DC, Rob.
So, I mean, I'm not like terribly upset by this track. It's a bit generic, but that's not necessarily a bad thing for this album. It is what it is. I know the popular opinion of this album is that it's trash, and I don't necessarily disagree with everybody. I don't actually agree with everybody either. I think there are a few high points and a few decent tracks on this album, but they're scarce for sure. So, like I said, high points and more low points for sure. So 6ix9ine has become this human meme in the music industry. And I think he's caught between a rock and a hard place, with the rock being the fact that he's made his fame off being a professional troll. And that hard place being that no one's going to take your music seriously unless you're producing something of substance or worth listening to. And so I think that's where a lot of that negativity comes towards this album. And I fully agree with that. Like, if you're going to continue the same antics, then you're going to have to produce something other than I'm mad or you're mad, I'm rich bullshit. I mean, it is bullshit. You definitely can't continue an album that looks like this and stay relevant for forever. So there's been a lot of talk about this being the end of 6ix9ine, and I think that's the majority consensus. Everybody sees like his drop in sales, his drop in views as the beginning of the decline, and where everybody may be right. I don't necessarily think the timing is right, because the majority opinion is never right. I could see this potentially being a wake-up call and him having to go back to some of his previous tracks, which are actually, there's a few decent ones. Like I said, I'm not a huge 6ix9ine fan, so I'm going to leave that bias there for everybody to interpret as they wish. But I do think he has some decent tracks. I don't think there were any of them on here that were remotely even close to some of his previous tracks. So, take that for what you want to hear it as, I guess. And, who knows? Maybe we'll see something come of this, or maybe he'll continue down this road and just spiral out of relevance quickly. Either way, this album, I'm going to go ahead and give it a 4 out of 10, because I think there were some high points on it. I think most of these songs that were worth listening to were just the high energy bangers. There's really nothing on this album that he's talking about that I want to listen to more. He's not a lyricist. The production was weak. And like I said, there's a few songs that I might throw on occasionally when I just want to listen to some bullshit. And this is what this album is. It's kind of bullshit. And on days that I want to listen to bullshit, I'm going to listen to some bullshit. Either way, thank you for joining. This has been the review of Tattle Tales by 6ix9ine. Again, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for the notifications. You can find me on Facebook. And if you want to listen to my podcast, I've got a few podcasts too. Available on all major platforms, Spotify, Apple, you name it, Facebook, Twitter. You can find me anywhere. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you again.